Wednesday morning here on KSJE, and it's time once again to take a trip to the Encouragement Lab. Take a look. There he is, Mike Hadaba. Dr. Hadaba is joining us from the lab. Good morning.
Morning, Scott.
Good to see you, and will be good to hear from you, as it always is. And this week, your advice to us is to seek out shy voices.
The murder hornets are starting to look better, aren't they?
I
Where
guess.
are the murder hornets? Bring them on.
I know. What took you so long to get here? That's right. So what does this mean, looking for and listening to the shy voices?
So, one of the things that I realized, and I'm a guy, I'm a Yankee that grew up in the South, that lived in inner city New Orleans, and then spent 25 years, there in Farmington, and now the last several years here in Tucson.
Yeah.
And I don't have any good answers, but I do have something that we all need to do today.
Okay.
And that is, don't listen to talkers like you and I.
Now, wait a minute.
Look for shy voices.
Okay.
Because the shy voices right now are considering all of this. They're like going, there's enough pain right now. What we don't need are the loud voices that are just screaming.
Right.
Those aren't helpful right now. For the, again, I want to be sensitive to a lot of people here and say, I think the vast majority of us saw the video of this murder, and we're calling it murder, regardless of what the autopsies say or don't say. It's like, you don't just put your knee on somebody's neck for 9 minutes.
Right.
And what's wild is I see everybody from every political stripe, every religious stripe, every education level. I don't see anybody defending that.
No.
Maybe there's a few knuckleheads, but they're pretty rare.
Right. That's true. So we're at least can be in agreement about that, how horrific and unnecessary and just abhorrent it was.
But the loud voices are, what are we going to do about it? And I think the vast majority of us need to just shut up and listen for a while.
Okay.
And listen for the shy. It's when you get quiet that you can hear the shy voices. And here's another context behind that is the loud voices aren't listening because they're just being loud.
Yeah.
And so listen for the shy voices, not the people that say, hey, listen to me, I got the answer. Or, hey, listen to me, I'm here to tell you why you're wrong. Because there's just too many of those right now. And we're not listening. And take care and concern and ask yourself, is this about me, or is this about me listening to somebody else and going, hey, there's something wrong.
And I hear what you're saying, and I agree with you. And it's those shy voices that you feel have been more thoughtful, maybe, about what they're about to say or what they are saying and worthy of our attention.
Yeah, and there's some people that have been out there with good voices. By the way, this doesn't mean that the loud voices can't be heard. Matter of fact, most of them are hurting.
Yeah.
They're saying it from an emotional context, and they need to be heard. But the problem is when we're emotional, we're usually not rational.
And you said that before, I think, on this very program. So, gotcha.
Yeah. And guess what? I'm emotional about this, so I'm not rational.
Mm-hmm.
And the problem is that when people are emotional and not rational, we then hold that against them forever.
Oh. Which we shouldn't do.
No, but we do. And we especially do it with people we disagree with.
Well, yeah.
If we agree with them, then they were just having a bad day.
Right.
But if we don't agree with them, look, they once did this.
Never forget.
We don't look into it's just, okay, yeah, you've forever been tainted by this. And that's what the ruckus is wanting this to be about. So I'm like, listen to the shy voices. Listen to the mothers out there that are saying, this is what they did to me. And listen to the pastors who are saying, hey, this is, here's an example of shy voices on the media.
Okay.
Are the people that don't know they're being videotaped.
Yes.
So here's what I've loved about the coverage this week. I've loved seeing cops laying down their weaponry and saying, hey, I'm walking with you today.
We've seen that. That's right.
I've loved seeing that. I've loved the videos of some, people in the African-American community protecting police officers before they got, literally beat to smithereens.
Right.
I've loved those. That's a shy voice to me.
Okay. I hear
That's
you.
what I'm talking about. Those are the folks we need to be listening to. The ones that say, hey, here's what I'm supposed to be doing and acting and talking about right now, but I'm doing the opposite because I know that we got to come together on all this or it's going to, man, as a kid, I visited many of the Civil War battlefields. And that's where the anger and the loud voices, as they get louder, that's where this ends up.
Mm-hmm. That's true.
I kind of feel like, God's trying to remind me of this. My sister sent me a picture yesterday of a shell that they just found in Charleston, South Carolina from the Civil War.
Wow. Still.
They were digging on Meeting Street there, which if you've ever been there, that's one of the main streets there in downtown Charleston. And they uncovered a shell from the Civil War that's still there buried.
Amazing. Wow.
And isn't that funny? Because isn't this a metaphor for we've had a shell explode that goes back to way before the Civil War? That's
very much so. Well, once again,
anyway, so listen to the shy voices. One of the things I appreciate about KSJE and you, known you for a long time, Scott, you've known me for a long time, is that in the midst of this, you've never been, and KSJE's never been a voice that says, hey, we have a strong opinion here and we're here to tell it. I know that that's real important to you, that people are just heard. And I can't say that enough right now as a communicator. There's times when just yelling isn't going to help anybody. So just shut up and listen for a while. And
that's true.
Then maybe you'll have some perspective.
Those shy voices, let them come through loud and clear. Dr. Hattabaugh, great advice as always. Thank you so much for your words this week. We'll talk to you again next Wednesday.
You're welcome, and hang in there.
You too. That's Dr. Mike Hattabaugh. He is with me every Wednesday from the Encouragement Lab right here on KSJE, Farmington.